three conceded, and by the end of the late afternoon in Dallas, one of them will be World Cup finalists. The only to have been in the World Cup, France won it 20 years ago on Zidane's farewell tour. Spain are homeless on a sense. The last 6.5 weeks, we're bound to pick up a stray at some point. I'm delighted that Ali McCoy is with us as well.
So yeah,
FA Cup finals together, European Championship finals, World Cup finals together, but this is huge. What sort of match are you expecting?
Well, you look at the talent on the pitch, guys, and we're obviously looking for an explosive, entertaining game. The one word of caution, the teams have only lost 3 goals between them in the World Cup 12 matches, so defensively they're excellent as well.
See everybody in the
studio
France eventually to go through, especially Patrick. But when you look at this Spanish side, there's something about them. There's something about that ability just to be able to nick a game at the end when they haven't played particularly that well. A huge amount of talent in the side, but it will be 110% in order to beat this French side. It's just his pass towards Barcola, who's starting instead of Doué today. The time that the whole tournament has been pointing to, the European champions against the World Cup finalists from 4 years ago. 2 formidable teams. One may be easier on the eye, one we like to have more control. Given away by Diana. Picked up by Dembele, the reigning Ballon d'Or winner. And back again. This is Rodri, turned 30 during the tournament. Nice hit on. To be a little bit careful. A couple of times already, Spain have been forced into uncharacteristic errors. There's no doubt that as good as they four are going forward, they're also good at pressing teams back. And Rodri's key in everything that the Spanish side do, and certainly in those defensive areas, he's going to have his work cut out just to play through that French press when it first comes out. The spin and run and drive from Mbappe. Held up by a combination of Fabian Ruiz, who once again is the first entry in the Spanish midfield. Kumasi. Pedro Porro finding Lamine Yamal for the first time over on that far side. He was pretty bumpy in the press conference yesterday. To have got a bit of history. Mbappe, speed away from Fabian Ruiz.
I quite enjoy the fact, lads, it's a match-up, you know, 4-2-3-1, and they both won't have a high press, I would think.
Turned over this already, haven't we? It's another. Picks it up. Palmo going through the centre. Not too many options in support. He's got such awareness, hasn't he? You pick the ball up there, you look immediately, you look forward, you look behind him to see who's chasing. Because he knows what's in front of him. He goes, look, take the fullback on. He's just checking behind him to make sure there's no one chasing him, so he knows what's coming, what's around him. Absolutely, he's such a engaged. It's a brilliant skill to have. Rodri again and played it against Baena, and it's going to end up back on Spanish possession, but deep inside their own half. I don't know, Ali, whether or not there is a little bit of a psychological to overcome for France. Spain have become, they can't get past.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. You would be surprised though, you look at that French side and the Spanish side, the one thing they've got is unlimited confidence. So maybe it's lingering in the back of their minds. rightly saying this week, we're the only team that's managed to beat them twice in a row. We're just as worried about us as we are about them.
Interesting. You're not getting at the moment. That's particularly any forward runs from the Spanish. High line that the French have got. There's no one just willing at the moment just to go a little bit longer into the channel.
This is when the French are at their most dangerous. Skipping away from Conrad. Tries to send it back into the 18-yard box and he's struggled behind.
The total feeling they're looking down. We see it. They're making a yellow card, but he is quick.
I think he's with Porro as well. All he wants to let you know is that he's there. If he get any chance to get any physicality on his winger, he will do on occasion. Winger won that match.
So much devastating speed in this French lineup. First corner of the game is headed away by Emerick Laporte. A message from Rabiot.
Talking of wingers v fullbacks, how do you think Christina slept last night? It was the night before a game when you're in bed thinking about what have I got tomorrow?
And the thing is as well, I'm not sure he's going to get a lot of help from the man that's front of him defensively and Barkley. So, but the one thing is, well, you make the point, and it's a really interesting one. I think the three best teams that are left in the tournament all play with wingers. And I think the fourth best team, Argentina, I think their width comes from the fullbacks.
I wonder if Coutinho slept a little bit better last night, bearing in mind he's been heavily linked with a move to PSG.
Yeah.
Play packet that comes with that would be particularly comforting. They end up being teammates with Barcola.
He's got to get through tonight first.
They're trying to get down the right-hand side. Dembele is dispossessed. There's a lot about Spanish football, having spent time with Barcelona.
So, really is almost just like his person. I might enjoy the bit with a little look behind the setbacks.
There's a little bit of history between those two. It's brought up yesterday at the press conference. 2 years ago, Rabiot claimed the teenager needed to do more. Tweeting about to send out an Instagram post after he scored the winner in the clincher in the semi-final. Here is Olmo.
That's an easy ball for him to clear ball through to Barkley. And he was disappointed, so he should be. That was a chance for France, that.
It's a chance for Spain. Rabiot
They like that, isn't it? Oh, still in the spot. Why not?
Just that straight leg. Get away with that. It's a good position.
With the yellow card?
Yet to score in this World Cup. He was prolific at the European Championships 2 years ago, and he has been quietly essential to this Spanish team. Yellow card for Rabiot as well. All the yellow cards, by the way, tonight at this stage of the tournament. You can only miss the final now.
Yeah, really hell anymore.
Well, unless someone makes a phone call, of course.
That's just how I think referees actually be a referee. We'll give a yellow card.
Something a little bit wide, Alan.
That's what we're going on. That's it. Now go over there.
I was terrified to see it.
No, let's say it is, and then they'll bend it top corner and get a goal.
Mine is standing over it. This is football for Atletico Madrid. Barcelona's Lamine Yamal. Close to balls everywhere. Referee just coming over to get some view. That's the stuff that can stray down on the floor. He didn't have his can. He needed that shaving foam.
The French defence will know that they're better prepared. It's Diego against the wall. Toss about nothing until your mouth flicks it with the outside of his boot. Flick saved by Upamecano, back in by Ruiz.
Cross is unbelievable. Really is. He knows if he goes to cross it, he's right foot block. So he goes early without saying.
Not recently.
Okay.
Morrow. Teasing ball in between the centre back Saliba and Dini, the left full back. It's fascinating watching Lamine Yamal's movement. I'm sure Jamie doesn't agree with you, but his movement is just brilliant. He frees himself and gets into space before he gets the ball.
Brilliant. It's funny you mentioned India against you. Equally, looking at stopping up the pitch, looking at ball versus Spark or Barkley. That's an interesting one as well.
It's a possession move started by Manuel bypassing the press, landing it at the feet of Adrian Rabiot. Giovanni. Carlos ball down the right is the searching mark for John Koundé. It was well marshalled by the experienced Emerick Laporte. That's the key to that experience. You're not going to win the ball, you just lean into the forward. You can do, you just lean into it, push it away, and there's the boss at the top left. Hernandez also there. And the dignitaries. Congo's gone way out of his position to chase Maeda. Rabiot's got back to win it back, and then loop one up for Mike Mignon. Almost. Every pass has to be precise. There is no room for error in a game like this, in areas like that. Dino. Arthur is wide on the left. And he continues his forward run. That's the Clyde. And Mbappe takes over the charge. I think he was trying to play that out to the right. Dembele, but just slightly off radar. Does not like him. World Cup, is it 8 already for Kylian Mbappe?
Excellent. The question for you, Lee. He gets the ball where it's the back on that left hand side there. Would you go by him as a full back, or would you let him go on and 1v1 with Toro?
Most of the time, I think the way to get on with them. But there is a movement that they do on that left hand side that just frees up Mbappe coming short, so they do an overlap or an underlap to take the player away from Mbappe. That's how he ended up getting the ball. Obviously messed it up after that, but yeah, in general I'd give the winger just and then swap it up a little. Yeah, the amount of times if you swap it up, it just gives the opposition something else to think about. If you do the same thing every time, it's pretty easy to read.
Leeds United's stadium expansion is officially on.
Goalkeeper bid that tested as of yet. Rodrigo Cody was fouled by Michael Elise, and the referee has concurred with that assessment.
Control. I think one. Still mature.
Yeah, not to become a yellow card there.
So it needs one. I think not need to
Laporte.
sort of still majority. Just needs to
This is Fabian Ruiz.
I only ordered it because the concept made me small.
It's Maeda looking to squeeze that centrally. Deflection, and now Elise is starting the charge. Dembele immediately looking to release. Mbappe with a fantastic pass. He slugs up the defender. They crowd him out, but they still can't deny him. Dembele again. Barcola. Elise. Well, there was some real French fire there, wasn't there?
No, right. Mbappe to keep hold of that ball. He lost control of it about 3 or 4 times. Great, real pace to it. That ball there is brilliant. Maybe defender could have done a little bit better, but he looks like he's going to lose it there. Gets a little touch, wins it back. Where's the support? This bit of passes, the passage of play after that is brilliant.
Back in play with Dembele. With Tharbon. Looking into Olmo. Can't keep it in on that far side. Actually, I think Moro does unbelievably well in the top back end. I think he does really well in the top back end. Schumacher's going to wait for getting out in touch.
Why is that his bag, really? The number one smartwatch in the world costs £400 and doesn't even track blood pressure at all. What do you recommend that I tell everyone about the Health Band? It's my favourite device for
You're good now. Dembele. He's 26 assists for Bayern Munich over the course of the regular season, 25 at the World Cup. Dembele, big cross, but he's found Barcola. Pedro Porro trying to get out to him again. Giovanni, French pressure.
Look down now at the French, just having a little, the Spanish back four having a little organisation, talking to each other. When that's happening, you know they're under pressure.
It's the last rodeo for Didier Deschamps. It's long ago that he's going to hang up his tracksuit after the World Cup. 14 years in charge. He is one win away from a third consecutive final. This World Cup. 18, 22, will they be there in 26? And has coached more World Cup games. The rest in victory that Didier Deschamps, 19 and counting. Cucurella. Cucurella down by Ruiz, but it's good marshalling from Upamecano and Bayern Munich.
I think it's really important that Olmo gets in the game as much as he can, because the two centre backs are just marking. He has a ball, sorry. They're just marking him, the 2v1, and that allows Digne to go wide because he's not needed. So he goes wide and gets tied on the man. That's just important that Olmo, if he engages one of the centre halves, then Digne has to come in. He has to come in and put some support on. It just frees up a little bit more space on that right hand side for your man. If he doesn't engage, then they can just stay where they are.
Just need to get Ali's view on the Moyen Palma. And he rarely gets involved in the game, really, but has got a fantastic goal scoring record for Spain. 29 goals and 59 caps.
Oh, you're absolutely right. His record is fantastic, Sam, but it's one of these situations you're looking for somebody like Haaland, who is the best in the business and not been involved in the game and scoring. And while he's very good, I don't think he's Haaland level.
4 goals already at the World Cup for Keylor Navas. Cucurella. We can try and find him with a cross, which was just a little bit too big, but has gone down. Because it's a Spanish penalty.
You can't be that there, man.
Lucadinha shakes his head. Deschamps protests. Lamine Yamal down. The referee didn't hesitate. And Spain have been awarded a spot kick after 19 and a half minutes.
He's got no idea what's behind him.
Whoa,
He has
they're
now.
not it.
It's just whacked. Your man right in the leg.
Oh, definitely.
leaned into it with his arm. Whether VAR will have a look at that. Christina can fill us in on that one.
Well, Christina Uncle is looking at the replays. Is there any suggestion here that maybe the man handballed him before he was kicked by Luca Digna? That might be the process.
Yeah, that's a good analysis to take a look at. However, where the actual point of contact is still on the part of the sleeve of Yamal, so therefore it would not be considered part of the hand side of it. It's the back upper side of his sleeve. We're able to see that here itself, so that would not be recalled back for a handling offense. As for the original decision for penalty, the penalty should stay.
Needs to get
Unfortunately, similar to where we had with Harry Kane, where a player is already committed into the challenge. However, they still have this onus or this opportunity to not contact. So penalty kick should be the final decision.
The French players are still protesting. Those protests are being led by
Come on, get your
Kylian
dad out.
Mbappe. Mignon is being told to go and get back to his goal line. He has a fantastic penalty saving record, actually, does Magic Mike. Historically, in league football, has saved approximately 31% of the penalties that he's faced. Mikel Oyarzabal is Spain's designated penalty taker and their most reliable. I think that graphic underlines that point. It is the Real Sociedad striker against the AC Milan goalkeeper. With a chance for Spain to take the lead in the semi-final. Huge take of breath. It's Oyarzabal. It's and France are behind for the first time at this World Cup. And it's Mikel Oyarzabal from the spot who does the damage. Luca Digna disappointed. Mbappe's protest failed their fears. And Spain lead by a goal to nil. What a strike. You can tell who the truth, the calling for the penalty. He was sleeping, getting no doubt about it. The ball comes blindside up and he kicks his thigh. Probably not enough to turn down, but he goes down this penalty. But the execution, goalie no chance. Brilliant pace, man height. Goalie absolutely no chance. What a start for Spain.
Well, he could have died yesterday, he's still looking at that. There's no doubt about the penalty. There's a fullback there, I've been there, balls in the air. You've got to know someone's in and around you. So if you're going to hook a ball, you've got to do it knowing that at any moment something's coming in, a leg, a knee, or anything, as it happens, it was an arm, but above the handball spot. So definite penalty, no doubt about it.
A long way to go yet, fella. What happens next, because Spain have been very good at keeping teams out of this tournament. The French firepower is something different to try and repel. Interesting to see the approach going forward here. It is hydration break time.
Well, something you mentioned was quiet again. How confident was he enough to take that penalty? Excellent finish.
Of course, it's added to the pot as well, hasn't it? Don't forget, you can win £100,000 plus an extra £100 for every goal that's scored across the tournament. The total currently stands at over £128,000, and a single entry by text or online costs £2.50 plus your standard rate message and text. Entries close at 10 a.m. on Monday, the 3rd of August, and post applications close at 2 p.m. on Thursday, the 6th of August. Entrance must be 18 or over. Visit the website or scan the QR code. The full entry details. Spain in front. There's still a long way to go, but whoever ends up making it to the World Cup final, you'll be able to watch it live on ITV and STV this Sunday evening. 8 p.m. ITV1 and STV, whether it's France or Spain or England or Argentina, it will be live with us, and it's an 8 p.m. kickoff on Sunday night. Let's go back to the studio where Mark Kugac is sitting with the boys for their verdict.
forward to
Gary, we've just seen it again. The fullback has to seem to be more aware of where Yamal is.
I mean, yeah, particularly when you've got someone so brilliant outside, you've got to be aware of where he is. You've got to understand that he's going to gamble and make a run in. He's closed his body off initially, and
So what's he going to do now? Is he going to attack the ball first?
well, he's just got to be aware of where Yamal is, so that when he does that, I mean, we saw Luka Modric do something similar and Harry Kane in this tournament. So it's not something that's just for a defender, but I think he has got to be so much more aware of that around him. But what starts the game by Spain, he'd been good in that first 23 minutes. There you go. He's not even aware he's there. He hasn't got a clue.
Patrick, what do you think about, from the French point of view, the first quarter of the game?
I mean, this is the game that we were expecting Spain to have the possession, and how it's really important for them to really break that Spain defense in the counter-attack. They didn't only have one option, I will say, to go into the counter-attack. But it's been not the best 25 minutes from the French team.
Yeah, but Spain was really confident, compact, brilliant start off the forward defending. It's a big test for France now, but I think with the quality players who can recover, that'll be this French team. But a great position for Spain to be in. If we talk about keeping the ball and tiring teams out, a great position for Spain, but it's just been said, long way to go.
Long way to go. Okay, back to
So,
Sam and the
Yamal was running this side at fullback. Clark come on, Craig Ball, and
Still,
then you don't know Yamal was there. But the ball, Yamal that up it.
Patrick says,
Check
not
the
the
red
best
card.
Referee straight away.
The Spanish guys upsetting them a little bit. Put the ball back in areas where they can get Spain on the breaking off for me. But there's a huge amount of time to go. There's so much in this game.
Rodri and Mbappe is taking full advantage. Rabiot. It's an interception by Pedro Porro, and then he and Yamal got in each other's way. And Spain will be pretty happy with the opening quarter. I'm ecstatic. We never got the idea that it would not dominate possession, they would have more possession. That's been the case. I just think from France's point of view, they need to play with a quicker tempo, particularly in forward areas. Honestly suggesting he got the ball in that thing, not as convinced. Decision throw in. Illegal touch, probably does, but the defender's feeling it's a majority of the touch.
Just enjoying that hydration, right? Well, if I was stood in front of one of the sprinklers and just took a drenching of it, as if he needed cooling down.
Well, he has been suffering with a bit of a back injury, as William Saliba, in the build-up to the tournament. It hasn't caused him too much of a problem. He didn't actually train at the weekend. He sat it out.
He just pointed to his back and Egypt as he sat down.
That is a big, big problem for Didier Deschamps. Maxence Lacroix is already warming up down in front of us. I think could be two setbacks in quick succession here. Maxence Lacroix, who has been widely linked and touted with a move to Chelsea in the Premier League, was actually a standby man, and then he ended up starting the game when the back flared up in the match against Norway. Did that game and he was fine. Played very, very well. Certainly didn't look out of place. Top player Maxence Lacroix, and of course was part of that Crystal Palace team that had a very successful couple of years under Oliver Glasner, Community Shield winner, FA Cup winner, and Conference League winner. But this is not a great sight, is it, for France? Not only for today, but going forward, and not a great sight if you're an Arsenal fan, Lee Dixon.
Absolutely. You know, Ali, you can tell with players can't their faces. You know what exactly, because we've been through it, as in, you know when you've got an injury that's going to last more than a game, or he looks like a man that's just fearing about the future. So French go through 100%. This is the plot. Double slap of the hands for William Saliba. So imperious in that Arsenal defence that won the Premier League for the first time in almost a quarter of a century.
early ending for the Arsenal defender. Kunde was fumbling himself a little bit there.
I will say about that Spanish back four is that they had a really good line.
Nope.
You know that the fact that they got behind them, French. Too much pass at the end. Get your line wrong, and all of a sudden the ball starts going over the top, you're going to be back to your own goalkeeper.
Very well. Yellow card for Mark Cucurella for his challenge on Michael Elise.
What are we making the prediction at the start of the game? There's every chance both Scottish fullbacks make a yellow card today. I wish I'd gone in and
Exactly.
I wish I'd gone in
Hang on 1 second, you're not sticking your neck out there, are you, really, to be fair?
They're both full of personality, correct? Correa and Rabiot on yellow so far as the ball goes straight into the arms of Unai Simon, who has had very little to do. In fact, he was pretty much a spectator in their previous game. Many of them, actually. We were in, checks his watch, Atlanta, I think, earlier in the tournament when they played Cape Verde, and he didn't have very much to do in that game at all. So Cape Verde pulled up one of the shocks of the tournament. Made some important saves. Unai Simon.
It's a good trait to have as a centre half if you can run 60 yards with the ball and Darcy just did that. End up winning the halfway line.
Quite remarkable really how Kavasi's transition into men's senior football with first Barcelona, now Spain. 19 years of age.
Looks like Leeds mind that player, doesn't it? Looks like Leeds mind that ball being played.
Yeah.
Trying to force that cross Rabiot, held him up well.
How much?
34.
Jeez.
You know what, untidy, isn't it?
He's only 24.
Really untidy, right?
23, 24.
We need to take things back.
That's what he is. It's like that.
This is Dani Olmo. Cucurella, chance the cross, blocked well by Upamecano. That's out for a Spanish throw. Fabian Ruiz, purposeful run. Now Dani Olmo. That's a bit wild through the Barcelona man.
They're all over the place.
They're a little bit off at the French. Yeah, the ball gets played in midfield, then he's got like 10 yards with no one near him. Just then, Dembele just wasn't interested in marking Olmo on the left wing. Just like, oh, let him have it. Just seemed a little bit off it.
I'll give it to last year tomorrow because
Is on its way through the Barca. Arnold dropping deep.
Yes.
5 goals at the tournament now for Mikel Oyarzabal. Baena made a really intelligent run, and Upamecano hasn't followed him, and Baena might get away here. He's sprung back towards goal. I think the offside flag would have spared the blushes of Upamecano anyway.
Definitely nudge. Just as the ball's there. It's just off, yeah. There's a wee nudge coming here as well.
That's the one. That's the first time they've really ran behind the high French line.
So damned, but tactical changes. Both these two coaches, Didier Deschamps, frustrated at the moment that his French team haven't really clicked into gear.
Yeah, that took him off and not left for Arsenal.
France.
All back.
All about that.
That's their broadcast.
Shoveling it forward. Kunde accused of
Looks like
clipping
he
his
actually
heels.
got an injury that put him out of town.
across and by in there.
Both Spanish fullbacks have been booked. Because he's on to run, mention them happy ones. Seems to jump out of games a lot funny, you know, ain't going his way.
Saliba. Replacement for Lacroix.
Lala.
It's back to Lucano. Post. Almost pitched it from Dembele. Goes out to the wide left and Barker. Trying to prise his way into the penalty area. He's got help on the left from Digne. He goes for goal on his own. Maybe that wasn't the right option after he has to be a fullback and made a really good run.
I think that was a pass back outside Digne as well. He looks off balance and he goes to hit it. So he has a few trying to scoot around it, but wrong option.
I'm just reading about it. Thing it says that they're going to play the closing ceremony.
Ball's falling to
6 before
Arlo was elegant. Ruiz finding Cucurella.
Closing ceremony, which is
Alex Alphonse made a run through the centre of the pitch looking for that inside left
and then
channel.
playing half-time thing, he's got 5
Ruiz
lots of
on his
things
swerve
on.
away. Danny Olmo looking for room. Ruiz keeps it moving.
But it says
Pedro Porro from distance. No
no
trouble for Mike Magnon in the French goal. Finally drives the ball down. French again, a little ball in just outside the box. There's no more than 5
It says
yards.
before match starts, they're going to play 2 national anthems at 2 finals.
Half a second too late. They're closing down.
Just one play, at least.
Relatively heavy touch to the ball. Magnon. Rodri. Yamal.
He's got every free foot. Goalkeeper really poor, but from this moment on, that's brilliant from the Spanish. Another one in the corner, beautiful ball in the corner. You see me trying to get that couple of
Give
got to hit that low arm free foot.
Doing his job, just getting a foot
About 3/4 of the way up, goal.
Started with
He's
this
still
third,
5
that was
goals.
magical. Pass header into the air. Comes down for Fabian Ruiz. Crosses a deep one. Reina and Digne will chase for it. Reina keeps it in. Yamal tries to squeeze for a tight gap. They have just caught Digne.
Well, taking up and away and told because they have been better. I just think after 38 minutes we discussed how poor the French have been, and they have been poor.
So we talk about the shape though that Spain have set up. Without a possession, it looks like a 4-4-2, pretty solid. Is that the reason why Pedri has found himself on the bench, do you think?
And I think the thing is with the Spanish, when they've got the ball, is they have the ball a long time. And so they drop back in that shape when they lose the ball. They're all very comfortable. They're all competitive. Get close to the ball. Yes, absolutely. I think Ruiz in there is a big asset for Rodri because the two of them can just sit nice and tight. They pull the wingers in. Obviously, the man on one side isn't quite coming as much. But I think they look solid and it all stems from a good back line. The back four have got the line absolutely spot on. They haven't been hit over the top. They can go tight in midfield and press. If that line's not right, the whole team falls apart. In that occasion, really high line. But the high line was just a huge amount of pressure on the ball for Full to do that.
It's clearance. But they can't force it forward. Rodri defensively.
pause.
I think goes to Mbappe. A little bit of his magic now, France.
Getting better and keeping on that. Class is that.
We've learned our lesson before, so we won't write off the French, bearing in mind that we were, all three of us, in the Lusail Stadium in Qatar when they were awful for 60 minutes and 2-0 down, and then almost won the World Cup.
Well, we'll never forget that, will we? Let's be honest, we will never forget that 90 minutes in extra time. I think the whole thing was just remarkable. And you're right to make that a very valid point. But what a disappointment they've been so far with 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Probably been the standout team of the tournament.
Right now. Again, the balance it's been a bit excellent.
Okay.
What they would probably do in terms of possession, they looked unruffled, especially since taking the lead for that Oyarzabal penalty after 22 minutes. Ruiz trying to get Yamal into the game again. Lovely tuck down the corner for Mbappe and Simon Conrad. Unai Simon. His starting position was exquisite, absolutely spot on.
He's 2 yards further back to his goal as he took. He got it absolutely spot on. His decision making was really quick. He knew he was going to get there. Just pop into his move. Just about.
Well, be offside.
It's on the side. Just about now. Here he comes.
I think he's really offside then.
Brave to the goalkeeper last night. Just really is. Obviously spoke about it because
Elise's corner. Cucurella went towards it, everyone missed it, comes back to Jules Condé. With the Ricardo was up there. Simon didn't take charge, he was almost impeded by Oyarzabal.
Once he's on there, in head, and referee was it.
Paul's got now claiming a head injury. The inquest between those two was a friendly one.
I'm not saying you didn't get a tap on the head. Just can't forget how the Jack Carver is the goals in and the team's under pressure. So down on the head. Just gets a little bit of miscommunication from the goalkeeper. They've been smiling at that if they had nothing to do. It's a Gerald's question. Sarcasm, boys, sarcasm. Contested drop ball is going to be given to France, wide of the penalty area, which means still defending to do for Spain. Free kick. He's absolutely
Looking well, that's
through his innocence here.
You I followed the ball because I didn't see anything in that. Maybe the replay shows something different. What's he supposed to do?
Oh, he's like
How's he
that.
supposed to get out of the way? It's never been a free kick.
And I think that VAR has informed the
He's
referee
going
of
with
that.
it. What are you like? He's like you've got ball back.
That's not a thing. It was in our briefing, but anyway,
What's the matter with it?
I think Ruiz was booked for it.
So,
Usually you can only do that as a case of mistaken identity. Maybe we'll consult with Christina Cucurella. Cucurella. The right decision was made in the end.
Well, that's not that in front.
We're all running the Spanish without the ball.
just think about it, but at least he struggled over 45 minutes. Absolutely dynamite for the tournament. He struggled to make goal in the spot for 5 minutes. I'm not just going to rate Spanish at the minute.
Excellent in possession of the football.
What's that?
Late
dominated the French in some senses.
Good man, but
Rabiot was just like wiring in on Ruiz, and he's already been booked as Rabiot. 6 minutes out in time.
oh, it's what's wrong? Oh, I missed it.
Lucky not to get a yellow card there. From all contact when you've been giving free kicks, yellow cards for that. I was just thinking about Elise, why is he getting? Because Olmo's not dropping in and marking him. He's not just finding the space. And Rodri and Ruiz are doing a great job. He still should be finding some space.
Yaman towards Baena. The ball to pull off, but it almost came through to him. This is Upamecano for France. See, into Dembele, given away again by France, who's perfect.
I don't like it when they're not getting decisions. Pushing me back. Well, why do they push me back and then they complain? Like, I think, wow. Just stop pushing me back.
Really
I think. French team years ago.
Spain come up better out of the blocks. That's what Usain Bolt used to. I was watching amongst many celebrities that are here
They used to
today.
play when Gertrude played and Cantona. Cantona said Gertrude got a water carrier when he asked how good he was. Yeah, he said you need water carriers.
That was a visiting cross.
He water carriers in every team.
Like him to the end of it. Markler has kept it
Gertrude
alive.
like him.
Mora's gone out to meet him. Dembele. Tchouaméni.
Yeah, I'm talking about now, France. Offside.
Rabiot, surely offside, kicks it back into the
I was going to say,
and
oh,
eventually
well,
the
offside.
referee who gave the offside before the linesman did.
He's got sick of waiting. I mean, it's obviously offside. It's still in possession of the ball. Just to the front of across the game so far. Over the end of it.
What you boys think, but I think any of those fearsome front line from the French have been as on it as you were expecting
Oh,
them to be.
kidding on that, that is.
No.
When Giza.
Maybe cut Barker a bit of slack. I think he's been the best out of my bunch. See, two performance level, 45 minutes in the end, by.
He's lost
Into the Spanish.
control
Here's
very
Yamal
well.
trying to get the better of Digne again.
And it
Just see that he's got good between his team. His acceleration there unsettled Digne. He dealt with it eventually. Helps him forward. Ball comes to Jake Jar.
We defended. Had to win it, and he did.
So give full credit to the back forward
And-
of Spain individually. They've been very good. But the line they've set is really key.
Tchouaméni.
Yeah.
Wonder whether we'll see him at the start of the second half.
I'd be staggered. I'd be staggered.
I'm thinking Manu Kone of Roma.
Oh, sweet trio name.
He's had that thigh injury.
Well, Slovena's actually a good one.
so if you lose kick,
The basis of Rabiot along that he's already picked up a booking, so you might be loath to take him out. Conundrum for Didier Deschamps. He needs to find a way to get this firing. It's Baena.
Valid point. I'm not sure Rocky will contain themselves and get into a challenge. One or two they probably shouldn't have it. Been on a yellow card.
Back to mention before those two, Tchouaméni and Rabiot, nowhere near what Ruiz and Rodri have done so far in this game. Just one level of control and protection they've had.
Loose Spain first two in again. Oyarzabal trying to unsettle Upamecano. Kunde. Turn and swivel by Elise, that's going to go out. Well, did go out before
for Laporte put it out, according to the assistant on this near side. He's furious about that. Graham is arguing he needs to talk himself away because he doesn't want to get involved in anything extra.
Looked out from here. We're right above it, aren't we?
Just entering that. I think this is pretty close.
Yeah. He was right.
Barker. Mbappe. Tries to go past Olmo and Rodri. He plays it against Rodri. It's repelled to the far side, and there's 20 seconds of stoppage time left at the end of this first half. Michael Elise. Dembele. It's not going to be his best either. It's a goal kick, and surely the end of the first 45 minutes that the French will probably rather forget. Well, it's Mikel Oyarzabal who has given the Spanish the lead. They're 45 minutes away from the first World Cup final since they won it in 2010. Penalty given away by Luca Digne. States flag flew over Texas for 300 years. Right now, they're threatening to conquer the place again. Half time in Dallas. It's France 0, Spain 1. Kane's got it all to do here. Taps Gemini. He'll have to time this just right. And here comes the game plan. That's an absolute banger from the skipper. What a finish!
I'll drive a call in sick too.
Why is everyone so horribly chipper today?
It's Fair Share Day. Nationwide is giving over 4 million members £100 each. Again.
Ugh, sanitize me.
We're giving £100 to over 4 million of our members through our Fair Share payment. Nationwide, a good way to plan.
So everything you need is on here.
Yeah.
Orders appear here, and with click and collect, we can get things ready in as little as 1 minute. So they can just grab and go.
Very keen, isn't he?
Yeah.
Tom?
Aren't you?
Click and collect in as little as 1 minute. Order on the app today.
Sure, official sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Estimated collision is P-10. 9. Can you confirm 7
It takes the whole force to protect space. Join us.
At Lidl, say yes to a summer of savings. When you pick up these sunny day essentials for less. Save over 30% on this shop compared to Tesco. So you can make the most of your summer by firing up the barbie and going all out al fresco. Lidl, more to value.
Every year, I dream of summer. Sun, the sea, the soirée. J'adore. That's until the heat hits and my scalp goes full-on drama. So now I only travel with this, Head and Shoulders Mental Fresh. It's like a pull ahead. Now my scalp feels as cool as a pimple.
So you don't feel itchy?
I don't. It's cool and danger-free with new Head and Shoulders.
Comes not feeling the best a man can get right now, and it's not being one-on-one with the key parts of his body. Shred for this regular grooming kit, and now very irritating. Next time, Mike, use the Gillette Labs body, our safest body trimmer technology with a skin-first blade to help protect against nicks and cuts. And he's back at the game. Well, they all count. Gillette Labs safest body shave, our best your body can get.
Ever wonder where inspiration begins? The all-electric Kia EV2 is here.
Gemini sponsors ITV's coverage of the FIFA World Cup.
It's gone down, and he might get a chance now because it's a Spanish penalty. Huge intake of breath. It's Oyarzabal. It's 1-0 Spain. And France are behind for the first time at this World Cup.
The only shot on target in the whole of the first half. There needs to be more urgency from France, but like the motorists down there. Patrick, what went wrong in that first half?
Yeah, I think the French team didn't turn up in this first half. I think it's a huge disappointment regarding the quality that they show so far in the tournament. I think they have to play with a little bit more intensity. I think they have to put that Spanish team a little bit more under pressure. I felt that he is really quite comfortable for the Spanish to control the game. And I would like to see one of the holding midfielders to commit himself a little bit more and to create the 4 against 4 and to be like put them more under pressure, because at the moment the Spanish are doing what we expect them to do, really comfortable on the ball.
You know, when you look at it, Poogs, I think Spain, you never say Spain, oh, they've not started well. And France, you can say that about them. I remember they started like that in the World Cup final, but Spain are really on them. They're on Elise, they're on Dembele's playing poorly, but Elise, they're not giving him no time. They're winning the ball and they're pressing like they normally do. Spain are playing their natural game. France ain't woken up at all.
Absolutely, they're in the group, Spain, aren't they? Right, Gary, you've been having a look at what Digne, the fullback, has done wrong here for the penalty.
Yeah, I said initially that it was a lack of awareness and not knowing that Lamine Yamal was there, but actually it's a lot better than that from a Lamine Yamal perspective. It is absolutely exceptional and it's elite level wide play. So watch Digne here, you think, does he swivel? Yes, he does. He has a little look. And then you think, okay, when does he last look in? He actually has a little look again there. And Lamine Yamal, only the elite top wide players do this. They wait for you to turn your head back and swivel back towards the ball, and then they sprint. And I say only the very top players do it. He isn't then aware he's there because he's come on top of him so quickly. He heads it maybe a little bit too far away from his body.
He knows it.
Oh, and he knows. And Jocelyn is absolutely exceptional. And look, I've been there as a fullback. Beyond that point, he's hanging on for dear life a little bit, didn't he, in terms of his game against the Yamal, because he's struggling. He's giving him a bit of a doing out there.
It's an important defender, isn't it? Yeah, trying to get tackle, but you've still got to be aware of what's going on around him. If you saw an inexperienced player doing that, you'd say, okay, maybe, but he needs to do better. He needs to be aware of what's going on around him.
Joel, the brilliant stats man, has worked out that roughly half the people who stutter miss with their penalties. No stuttering from Oyarzabal. He runs up and he cleans it in.
You know, when you look at it, Poogs, I said it to the guys, look, that's a good runner. Bang. So you get the momentum, with the fact you build momentum with the pace. Look at the pace he's got on that ball. Goalkeeper's gone the right way. No stuttering. He's just really whipped it in. It's a superb penalty. It's a really good strike.
Spain do look sharper, don't they? But the work they're putting in off the ball, obviously the usual brilliance on the ball, but off the ball they're working so hard. Yeah. Spain have had France have had one or two opportunities, but they're working in packs. Rodri doing a great job, but again the French have to keep their heads and trust the belief that one of their star players will turn up in the second half.
That's the point, Patrick. They must believe France, so they can be a lot better in the second half.
Yeah, they can be worse than the first half. But to expect even Dembele and Barcola to get a little bit more involved, you want Olise to touch a little bit more the ball. Those front players, there's much more expectation on them.
There'll be more that needs to come from France. They're a goal down at half-time, the favourites for the World Cup against Spain. We've had the only shot on target in that first half. It's enough, though. Give Spain a 1-goal lead, and France will make a change and send it back as well, with Saliba limping off.
Kane wants to check some spice run. Yes, he's looking for a last-minute substitute. He taps Gemini, and he gets one. He's easy up nicely now. Oh, he's serving that up on the plate. It's a penalty. Can he deliver like this shirt's non-stop freshness? He can! Stay fresh under pressure.
Maybe it was damage.
But the best thing was this. I feel at home with them, even when we're out at sea. We're not just mates. We're shipmates. I was born in Basel, but I was made in the Royal Navy.
Introducing the new Burger Buddies box from Burger King. It's made for sharing.
Sort of.
Nights in the Caribbean for $1,599. I'm going to need a bigger bucket list.
Pluto Cruises. Holiday like never before. As all protected.
With long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS, you can stay connected even when you're unplugged.
With Amex, do summer differently. Feel every moment and accelerate every heartbeat.
He's pulled the gap, and he takes it.
And strawberries at Centre Court. And even a bit of
Quiet, please.
and losing your voice. And because with Amex, you can unlock more access, more rewards, and more unforgettable moments at iconic summer events.
In Japan, we believe that the best way to continuously improve is to reimagine what is already here. All new Mazda CX-5. Search Mazda.
Right, T. I've seen what you're capable of, and this isn't it. Now look around you. This is your team. Make sure you've got their back. And when it gets tough, keep your head. Success starts in the mind. So don't you dare give up. Get out there and keep on pushing.
The coach's influence is a bridge. That's why Chase has funded over 6,000 qualifications for grassroots coaches.
Excuse me. Who's that?
Online data tracker. Follows me everywhere I browse.
Half time in Dallas then, it's France 0, Spain 1.
This is literally how you knew it. Let's go.
Oh my God, where am I?
The Box. Unmissable this weekend on ITV and STV.
If I get
So a penalty from Mikel Oyarzabal separates the sides in Dallas. The second half coming
last
up
oil,
in a couple of moments.
then I can use it.
Play a song that fits my vibe.
I see oil. When I get we will not know how to go, which will be like. I don't know, but it'll be quite a while until
Nick Kone is coming on for France. Graphics are suggesting for Rabiot, but whoever, Patrick, isn't the right decision to get him on.
Yeah, it gives you something different from the I think it's more dangerous with the ball. Running with the ball and penetrate inside the
Rabiot is on a yellow, right? So that might be part of it as well.
Gary, what do you think the state of the game? Spain just carry on playing the same way, don't they? They don't need to change.
No, if they can. I mean, I don't think you'll see as poor a France in the second half. Dembele was really struggling in that first half. I can't think that he's going to be the same in the second half. So look, I've sat with Patrick during a few France games. He's been very, very confident. It's probably the most concerned that I've seen him.
Yeah, they do look tentative. I think when you're playing a really good team like Spain, when you give the ball away, you know it's going to be a good few minutes before you get it back. So they seem tentative, but they also know that their attacking players will take a split second for one of them to produce a bit of magic. And then as the game goes on, Spain obviously will get tired because they're working so hard. And if one of them switches off for a split second, they would be punished.
They need to get that precision in their game, the passing in their game, Patrick.
Yes, they have to be more accurate with the ball and not to concede that second goal. So the next one will be really important for them.
Absolutely it will. Leave it saying, of course, and Sam that's a face with the coach.
Well, France came out really early for the second half. The one thing that will worry them is that Spain go very late. The last two knockout winners arrived in the 88th minute and the 6-minute stoppage time. And that will be in the back of the French minds as well, Nixon, won't it? The fact that Spain keep going right to the very end.
Yeah, and also exactly what Patrick said, they can't afford the French to concede another one. Because they're very difficult to play against, especially at the best of times. When you've got 2-0 up, it's game over, you wouldn't expect. I think that midfield shake-up France was a must. First half, obviously, probably Ruiz just ran the show.
Conversation with his assistant will be near touchdown, would be satisfied with what happened in that first 45 minutes, but keeping an eye tactically on how France position themselves. It looks as if Dembele has gone more central, Ali McCoy, and Elise is peeled out to the right-hand side.
Oh, I just didn't think of more movement. Simple-wise, the substitution had to happen. And said it during the game, I was very surprised that Cody didn't start the game. I really was. I know he came off the last game, I thought he played well. And that has been the big area. And they need more movement, they need more energy in forward areas. What about it? Spain would be unlikely.
Here is Kone's first touch after impressing one. Tchouameni was out with his injury. In Syria, 19th captain. The France. Mbappe steered away by Laporte. Never seemed to be rushed. Technically, Spain are on a bit run of 36 players since Colombia beat them in March 2024. Sequence also includes games that they lost on penalties, also in the Nations League, and that was in the same competition. It's some run without losing in 90 minutes. It shows how effective a team this has become. Ricardo under pressure. Finds Kluber. Elisa. Correa has to be careful. We go right to the very wire. Something called the video stops will know that. Scotland. Come on, you! I knew I was going to say.
it's yours.
Look out, Quadri. I'm going to struggle with this game. They're going to struggle.
Yamal has been part of that. The reasons for making that struggle real. Right hands as well. Through the ball, and got back on a hot path. Well positioned. Pass. Utilised here for the foul on the far ball.
Wrong, wasn't it? Watch. Should be able to catch that. You can't go there, look.
Straight with it this time. Here is your man behind the fence again.
Stay on the touchline.
Luis has been excellent so far, almost gave the ball away, but very quickly and calmly puts it back and tries to surprise his goalkeeper. Whatever Spain do play, we'll always remember that that's a definitely they've got two ways who could come off the bench. Can't say. The attacking Italian is something to hold. Cucurella. Finding Oyatama, but to think that's well done quite well, but he's still got room for a shot here. He was afforded too much room to get that shot away. Back that way.
Inside. No discipline. Just goes free on left hand side. Mentioned the surface. It's the picture win. Don't want to do to get to the point where you lose your life until it's 55. Barkalow did well enough to put him off, actually. Did brilliant for his mate. So Dini was out of it. Well done, Barkalow. Cracking off the lead. Dini's made that left fullback position his own. He's now he gets an opportunity to go tight. He's going tight thinking he's safe. Mal's so good at just rolling you. Just likes to feel you straight behind you. Tight on the touchline. Just rolls you down the outside or the inside. You look where to
I look to see your green taking. Thank you.
Elise. Continue finding Barker. 2 goals already in the tournament for Randy Barker. Elise trying to find him again, a little flick into Mbappe. Mbappe trying to get away from Fabian Ruiz. Teammates at PSG. Dembele. Fancy trying to get on the end of that one.
I've actually forgotten Mbappe was playing now. Said his name for about half an hour.
It's a moment for him to come alive, but 18 touches so far, which is the least of anyone on the pitch. Can he do more to get into the game?
If he's got to drop off and find some pockets, find a bit of space.
Season number 16 shirt just in front of him. There's nowhere for him to do blocking.
Elise, right this time to Barkalow, who looks to try and get the run on Porro, did just enough to lean into him, and he would rely on his goalkeeper to come out at rapid speed.
Well, he does get heavy touch, Barker, but again, goalkeeper sharp.
No.
It's not a great touch,
No.
that. Clearly wants to take it wider.
No.
Nibble to remove Meccano on Alex Baena, and there is going to be a change here for France.
It's looking back there.
0-2-8 is about to come on. Free kick because of the offside flag. Space out towards the left. Cucurella makes a run on the outside. Fabian Ruiz tries to lift it to the pathway with Farmer.
Again, he's got a willing run on the outside up there, but
Barkalow off and Dewey on. It's the regular championship team, PSG. 0-2-8. Comes on for his 14th cap. Put his shirt back to the quarterfinal. Was France's best attacker against Morocco with many people's eyes. And a bit surprised he was on the pitch at the start.
Porro. Let this lad out.
Double escape that point. Here's on what's going to be played there. Baena shuffling onto his left foot. Rodri joined the party. Get away. Olmo tries to get it round the corner.
That's your good help, baby. Oh, that's a bit very now. That's a bit frustrating. Yeah. You two is dangerous.
This is too much now. But it's French still.
time.
Superb.
I know I should have got good things for that.
Well defended. Coney doing the two substitutes.
Well, I should have been both man for that.
Quickly switch from up with the cross ball. And he splits the two defenders. But boy, when he's finished, the composure, the strength. What a finish, what a goal.
You might be surprised to know that it's only his second international goal. Both of them at this tournament.
Yeah, checking his blood pressure now.
Lee Dixon wants to take you to ask about right back.
I just can't believe you just said that, Michael. Maybe I can. Another one in the studio as well, remember?
Well, France have come back from difficult situations. I mentioned that Nations League match between the two, the semi-final, where France were 4-0 and 5-1 up at one stage, but still they had swept towards the end. Sorry, Spain were 5-1 up at one stage, and France came back at them. Is there any
Say that, they don't defend them.
to pull this back in this tournament, on this stage, with this pressure?
Well, not the evidence.
The rest of them don't put a lot of defence in. That's why they let him through.
Potentially, but what we've seen
They have to
today.
foul them to stop them getting through them.
No. They've not played well enough. They're not putting 5 passes together, let alone score a goal. But with those players still on the pitch,
It's not going to work, isn't it?
hardly been in the game
But
at all.
throw it down, look.
And it's Jamal speeding away, looking to face up the goalkeeper. He was ready to burst into celebration. The referee and the assistant conspired to stop him in his tracks. He's still learning the game. Just to run a little bit. 19th birthday yesterday for Lamine Yamal.
This is just watching now. Isn't it?
Oh,
On the back of it, looking at it. It's a shoulder. But he knows he's got the making of Digne. It doesn't have to go. He can run on his back, yeah, but just bend your run a little bit more.
Well, you're far more chasing down Maxence Lacroix. The next goal in this game absolutely pivotal.
Feeling that last one might have been.
Just stolen the ball from the helping Elise. Watching out wide is Alex Fraser. Inside the stadium.
think he's good.
Good night, Simonis. Had to make a save, but probably the first time, really. Oh, bit of space here for Digne. Spanish defence just switching off momentarily. Good free kick, almost caught them out. Elise, not sure remaining in the troubling anymore. There's actually a goal for Gianni Infantino. On the big screen in front of us, the Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones was flashed up. Couldn't work out whether they were boos or they were cheers. Either way, it wasn't for Infantino. By the way, that is a big screen, isn't it? Like in Ali's house. It's as big as it gets. Your house on that screen. West Wing, isn't it? Good one. Given away by Kone, and is closed out by a combination of the one. Substitute.
Got nothing yet. I'm thinking
Kunde.
because
Dembele. Now Mbappe. Kone to Desiree Doué. Such a good pass, wasn't it? Well, I think Richmond allowed Pedro Porro to nip in and put it out for a throw.
shiny. Yep, shiny one.
Mbappe, bit of room for the first time, and his shot is now been wide, but it took a deflection. It's going to be a deflection as well, because he's in space. Correa again. His positional play, his decision to go tight, to drop off from mark space.
Just getting all that to get this one off that horrible number.
Elise. Doué. Desiree Doué. That time, might get it the second time. Back heel to Michael Elise, takes it away from Porro. Digne's cross. Quick release up to Yamal. Mike Manuel's got to do central defender's job and does it well. Excellent. Mbappe. Kunde makes the inside run. Mbappe keeps going with the offside flag. Actually, when he went down the left-hand side, drove the ball in towards the near post, that went down as a cross. It means that France are still to have a shot on target. You wouldn't have said that after we played there 67.
No.
No. 8 shots, 2 of them on target, both of them have ended in goals.
No.
This is the tour team France for a long time. In possession and out of possession, they've been all over the shot. As they improve dramatically in the closing 22 minutes, then Didier Deschamps' era as the head coach is going to end in Miami in the bronze match on Saturday. Rather than the third successive World Cup final, which he got his eyes on. Just getting a little bit touchy.
You can sense the frustration coming in now from the French. He just puts his body in front, take the free kick. Oh,
It's the World Cup final, which is live on ITV1 and STV this Sunday night. The kickoff is 8 p.m. Whether it's Spain or France, whether it's England or Argentina, it'll be live with us. We're really looking forward to it. The three of us will be back together in New York, New Jersey on Sunday evening. And back in the studio in Brooklyn, Mark Kugat, Chaz, the thoughts of the All Wise Men.
Well, I tell everybody what you were saying off there about a group of individuals versus a team.
That's the way it's panning out, and that's not been too critical fans.
So PSG, it's a bit of an Mbappe, wouldn't it?
The Spanish team certainly are. We spoke about the credit the French players, particularly the attacking players, but they've not played as a team, and it looks like their heads are gone now. Of course, things can change quickly, but the Spanish team, the Spain team, have been absolutely brilliant in terms of their possession, their work rate, the quality of their attacking players, their movement. A joy to watch.
Patrick, from French point of view,
I was expecting more in the second half, and I think Spain are too good for the French team. It looks like there is a lack of belief. I want to say that I don't know if they were a little bit scared about that team. I'm feeling like there's a lack of personality, of character to really take the game. So I'm disappointed.
I'm really surprised that Didi stayed on the pitch instead of half time. I thought he was hanging on. I think he could have done better for that second goal. He's over covering out wide. He's not tucked back in. I mean, Royce just mentioned about the fact that they're playing like individuals right now. This is the time for those individuals to turn up. Because every great team, if you're going to win a tournament, you have to come through some form of game like this. And what France going to give us? We've got 25
That's why referee for England now, the match is going to be in
you come from two down in similar circumstances.
And the thing is, we know that they're
Yeah, but he's referee.
You get your wish, I think. Theo Hernandez is coming on, Gary. I think that almost certainly means that Dini's coming off. Turkey's coming on as well. So
he's got a gamble.
You've got a gamble.
Well, I know again about the Spanish squad. One of the best moves of football that I love about is 1-2s. When you do it, pace and quality, it's very hard to stop. But obviously, the shot has got a gamble. All that's great.
Let's see what the French have got as we go back to Lionel and Sam.
Hernandez and Ryan Cherki on for France as Didier Deschamps rolls the dice, and he has to really, doesn't he? Just wonder, the boys talking there about how France a little bit maybe scared of this team. And it goes back to that psychological thing I was talking to you about early here in the game, Ali. You know, the fact that they've beaten them in two big semi-final games over the last couple of years. I just wonder if it's in the back of the French players' mind.
Well, quite possibly. However, I'm not sure that's an explanation for the way they're playing, Sam, to be honest with you. They look a shadow of the team that we've watched the tournament so far, and I keep saying we've got to balance it. Because Spain have been terrific. The teams are complete.
We're going to see Ferran Torres very shortly. Digne and Elise were the two men that came off there. So, obviously, the first few matches of the tournament, he was absolutely on fire, Lee Dixon. But I think even in the last couple of games, teams had wised up to him and he hadn't had the same level of impact on Elise.
Yeah, some players did in our form. It's been an exceptional season. It's a big stage to put that gas on. People just get onto your case a little bit. Can't quite get the whole of the French team has been off today. It's not easy when you're an individual, as the boys said in the studio.
Duo with the cross. Ruiz away. With Farmore trying to get the better move on Meccano and succeeding. Spain do what Spain do now. They will be in the World Cup final for the first time in 16 years. He knows it.
Some thing has got to happen because everything Spain are doing is good. Everything the French are doing is broken. So two things have to change.
On the cards, Ferran Torres, Barcelona. little early and he's gone beyond the French defence. Turkey. There's been a bit of a rivalry between the two teams in recent years. Neighbours, quite the era really. Largely 2021. Just looked up to the big screen and showed it.
Well, we won't break that, so we can't play final if we want.
Didn't even person. Because that
comes on into the midfield. We mentioned it earlier. I mean, if you don't keep Pedri in your starting lineup, you've got some team, haven't you? You bring the draw off. Mourinho comes on, Wooden switch on, Pedri comes on. Torres, Torres! Torres.
What a chance that is for him. Just for all intents and purposes, I'm expecting enough extra balls, and it doesn't.
Terrific performance, these guys playing it out there up until now. Martin Reyes then back to goodness to impressive. Very hard he's been on the yellow card most of the game. Fabian Ruiz has been excellent after 77 minutes before being replaced. One of the things that the French are feeling tell us is just how united the French was. If there's anything wrong today, there is Teo Hernandez. His cross-training big up to Bruno Siga does no damage.
They can shoot a ball into net.
Tell me that this Spanish team formed this really good community, this brotherhood, this sort of bond between them when they went to a European Championship qualifier and then Boomstick turn up.
The
And do a training session with their socks, and then someone had to go and get the top of the boots before and down. It was against Georgia or something like that. Since then, they've had an after Joe, they all bonded together and they've been a real close-knit group up until since then. That's it, taking Ali's shoes off him. They're never going to be mates today. I'm not sure he's had too much access to laundry powder over the last 6 weeks. He's wearing the same socks that he came out with.
Please.
He's been such a servant for the French national team. Criticised for being too defensive at times, but the deliverer of major trophies. Needs to go for it back in here, but Simon has come out. Simon is outside of his goal.
A big chance.
Goalkeeper, again, we spoke about it before.
What's a chance that was?
Probably not his best header. His movement was in that position.
Shot
But
straight at goal.
Dewey has to do so much better.
That's a double lift it.
It's hurt. So play on. Mbappe. Side here as the ball goes in from Koundé. It's Kavasi who managed to get it clear. Theo Hernandez. Porro wobbling. The ball's played inside him. Simon comes. Accusation is that he left his footing on Unai Simon there. Referee has pointed to a corner kick.
Why would you touch me that one, that? You kicked to me dead. I never touched his face, did I? You didn't touch his face, look. I didn't hit his face. Keep it getting yellow, sir. Didn't hit his face, did it? Oh, he's up now, he's alright. But it didn't hit his face, did it? You laid over his face, it didn't hit his face.
Referee has given the corner kick. Porro has stayed for now. They are thinking about bringing on Nico Williams here. Now they've changed the decision. I think it's going to be a goal kick. It seems to be before he's given. I'm not sure. But goalkeepers have come up with a good header there. Pedro Porro is off. So to Alex playing at Nico Williams and Marcus Llorente off.
I think that's the sign for Spain. You're going to play against French. Both your full-backs have to be excellent. They both have to be Porro on the right side, Cucurella on the left. Both superb.
Llorente started the tournament at right back, but Porro very much made the position his own. It's become a little bit bitty towards the end of the game.
Which of course suits Spain. Sam would score up the game, just stoppages, not the ring up the street.
Well, this stadium has saved its drama for the very end. 24 goals in 8 World Cup games here, and 5 of the 8
produce the goal in the 85th minute or later. Three knockout ties here were settled right at the very death. Maybe a twist yet to come in Texas. So if it stays like this, the French will come out with a win for them all, I think. Absolutely.
Delighted as the Spanish will be. They can want to say that they'll be surprised as well. They will be surprised.
They'll send up everyone for this. Upamecano has come from the back. It's a terrible delivery from Dembele. Struggling the whole game. Pedri trying to hold up Ryan Cherki, who has emerged with it but hasn't produced the pass.
Oh, they have to get a red card.
All shenanigans.
Look at that.
A yellow card for Kylian Mbappe.
Oh, check him out, bro.
More French frustration. A fight back that has failed to materialise.
Leeds have agreed to 35 million
again.
Yeah, well, that was the year ago. I don't know, young bloke, though, wasn't it? 23
Prize
years
for
old.
Spain is a place in the MetLife on Sunday. It's tantalisingly close now. The French are on their way out of the competition effectively, but will have to play the third
Just to
quarter
cover that
in
strike,
Miami.
isn't he? It was just like-
England or Argentina await what looks like being Spain in the final. Nico Williams threatening to unsettle Tchouameni, who does just enough. Jerking. Trying to find a route back into the game. Dembele. Now Doué. Teo Hernandez goes on the outside. The free kick is given against Lamine Yamal.
He's been boxing.
This is possibly France's last chance to get back in this. The score now. What's he doing here, Alan? They go for it.
Oh, I won't know, especially around the bar, won't it?
Goes on. Yes.
There's nothing a bit depth to kick it in, not that? I can see that.
Steps up. And he's occupied
Yeah,
with
but that's
it.
not there, but that's a kick it.
It sums up the French lead. And the mood once again dips amongst the French contingent. Yamal. Keeping hold of it, the key now. Trying to twist away from Teo Hernandez. Goes down.
No!
The referee says
No!
no foul. There's no question about it.
Where you up now? Hey! Look up. Look at that. It looks like Bella, really. He's pushed him up.
Mally, when you arrived in town last
Oh,
night,
must have done that.
we had a discussion about what you've been
seeing on your travels, you were pretty clear that the best team you'd seen was this French team.
Yeah, quite down. Quite good stage. I won't qualify it and see how Team France live. Obviously, was watching it on.
I think we all thought they were the best team in the tournament.
Yeah,
Played the best football of the tournament.
I think they have. No, obviously not from this point.
So what's gone wrong today? That will be the question. Here's Turkey. Trying to feed it into Mbappe. It's smothered away by the excellent Cucurella. Quick corner kick. Dembele. Kunde finding Mbappe. Mbappe's cross is steered away by Emerick Laporte. Kunde trying to keep it alive.
Plenty of time for 2 goals.
What will the analysis be about this team? His tenure's coming to an end here. And they have, as I think Monica mentioned earlier, gone out really with a win for big studies like this. The expectations were from most who had seen them that they were going to throw the Spanish away. It just hasn't happened. Why?
Well, this has been good.
Well, maybe 1 or 2 of them. Purely high watch for taking that out of Spanish. Maybe there was an element of that, Sam, but there's any doubt about it. He's been a tremendous. Keep him under the 2 last minutes. Fabian Ruiz. I think from what going on, Ruiz off the pitch now, but they effectively have ran this game from start to finish. And when you've got superstars, you've keep. Here's one now for the Spanish. He hasn't been brilliant. He's certainly been a lot better than any
pushing
of the
fence
French
now.
superstars.
Boys in the studios now about the individual play of the French. They've all been off colour. It's a team when we've got that many off colour, it doesn't click. It's been really difficult. They've come across a very, very good Spanish side that played brilliantly well, both with the ball, without the ball.
So this is Spain's last game.
Absolutely back the show.
Unless they play Argentina.
Had more of the balls.
And you see some heavyweight power.
If the Olays had been coming out. France had won their last 4 World Cup semi-finals before tonight. They lost one to the semi-final of 1986 when they lost to West Germany, who were the runners-up in Mexico. And it will be Xavi Hernandez, Iker Casillas, Sergio Ramos, and Carlos Puyol, who will be joining the celebrations in the next few minutes. Hold on, and the European champions will be lining up the double.
We're getting through some more people. That failed 2 foot.
Roger Williams. 4 in the attack. Williams driving towards the near post. Missing Natalia. Look up, there's nobody in the box. It's a dead shot. Such a great era of French football under Didier Deschamps. Delivered the World Cup in 2018. Taking them to major finals galore. Here's Turkey. Dembele. Well, they haven't had too many many shots on target. That goes down as one.
Yeah, that's one of his favourites, isn't it? He comes in that left hand side, tries to bend at the left foot. Comfortable save.
Urgency about Spain right across the pitch. Kunde is down. Baena keeps it moving. Nico Williams left side. Spain happy to run the clock down as we reach the 5th minute of added time at the end of the 90.
I think it's been a bit of both, hasn't it? France's been absolutely crap and Spain's just been. They've done everything what they've had to do. I wouldn't say they've been, super. Just France are the team who just don't press, don't they? They can't press because half a team it's on its own agenda.
Control games.
Like what he said, it's a team against the individual. Yeah, they're brilliant attackers, but
Two wingers.
it just don't work, does it? If it don't work, don't start it, man, don't they?
Very, very good. Spain to explode into celebration. We're going to ruin Bastille Day for France. Lamine Yamal. Ferran Torres to his right. Now trying to draw a free kick. Nobody should have got one. Kone turns it over. 1 minute of added time to go.
I don't know why I've got it in my head that Argentina are just going to
They
kick
do
in.
get through this. They haven't just beaten anyone.
And this referee was a blind up.
Dembele carried away
We're just going to ignore it
by
all.
Simon. It's only their 3rd shot on target in the game. Kone.
I'm looking at doing a party there.
Mbappe.
The Belgians on the right hand side there. Doing a party at 20 yards at least. They're not even penalty box.
He knows it's almost done. The whistle is about to go. The Spanish know the road to New York is opening up in front of them. And for France, this is the end of the road. The end of a long road under Didier Deschamps. World champions, European Championship finalists, but in the end, for the 3rd summer running, Spain break French hearts. They keep alive the dream.
I think England got a few one with his next game, to be honest. It all seems to be like they're lining it all to get Messi in final.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's
Looks
so
like
bad,
it's that
Just got away with it. They've got this
Himself.
bloke lined up for referee who's actually a referee.
Hit not that was
MLS,
probably
isn't
and
it?
Ocean
But now
and second defense.
it's where Messi
Himself
plays.
goes
Who's
back.
in week out. Anybody who doesn't know